Hello and welcome to my channel where this is project number what? So in this video we'll feature an upgrade to my fireplace mantle, and as you can see it already had an electrical outlet ready for TV mounting. But after I mounted this 65-inch curved TV with all the cable boxes and wires and everything, it became clear to me that the mantle needed to be enlarged and made to look more modern and substantial. So here I am starting to cut the 6-foot long board, and now I'm dry fitting. I was able to do 45-degree miter cuts, and I did that because I want the box to look more seamless versus square cuts where the panels would be noticeable. So that's the top part of the box being dry fit, and then you see the bottom part of the box will have to have some specialty intricate cuts. Here I am using the oscillating tool to do the cuts, and I'm sanding the pieces now that I've got everything cut. Just sanding all the sides to make sure they're ready for paint. And here you have the pieces all laid out, essentially 5 pieces to make the box. And that's how it all looks. All the pieces are mitered except the pieces that butt up against the wall. So here I have the 45-degree miter cut on the bottom panel, and I've cut out, the special notches and everything to make sure that this 6-foot long board will fit and compensate for all the special cutout sections. So far looking at it, it looks pretty good. Yeah, both ends needed to be specially cut. And I'm gonna lift it into place and do a dry fitting to make sure it fits, and it does. So if this end fits, then yeah, there it is, then the other end will fit also. So now I'm brad nailing the assembled box, that form the box around the existing mantle. As you can see, I had to install some cleats to act as my extra hands to hold the bottom panel in place while I got everything brad nailed. And here we are. I got the new 45-degree mantle installed. Those angles look good. Now it's time to check the end caps. Trying to film and with this shaky camera, but now I'm about to check the end cap to make sure everything fits. And it does. Fits like a glove. So after nailing the box in place, I saw that the electrical outlet only had 2 ports, and that I would need to run some extra cables, that kind of thing, and I didn't want to be seen. So I decided to trim the design. Well, rather to add trim to the design to hide the cables behind it. So I used the oscillating tool for cuts, and here's the final trim design. And be sure to stay tuned to the end for this special effect. But now I've started caulking all of those tedious edges that come with trim design and painting the trim to match the wall color so it kind of blends in a little bit. And I gotta say, I really like the way this simple trim design turned out. Now I'm continuing to paint all of the trim. You can see how it just sort of vanishes from a distance, but up close the trim is really really nice. And after painting the trim, time to start painting the mantle, which is just a semi-gloss white trim and molding paint. Now, can't tell from a distance, but these rivets, I just decided I didn't like them. They didn't match the flat and modern look of the new mantle box. So I put in wood filler and sanded them to be level and painted that area, repainted rather, that area with the semi-gloss trim paint. Got all the divots filled, and that's how it looks. And I think it came out great. So here's a close-up. Here's the trim detail. Just a simple design. Simple layered design, rather. And as I mentioned, there is a special effect here coming up. So I was able to hide all the extra cords behind this trim piece. Just use some command Velcro strips. So the cord comes down and to the left and then down. And here's another trim piece that covers the cord. And that worked out well. So I'm completely happy and satisfied with this mantle upgrade. So there's the before, the during, and the after. There you have it. Looks great.